Afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing? Just winding down after another busy day here in the, I want to call it the shipyard, but we're actually at our home port for our maintenance availability here. Had a chance to check out our brand new 38-liter, 1,400 horsepower diesel engine that we're going to be putting in as an upgrade to the ship. Really excited about that. It's going to be a lot more fuel efficient, a little bit more powerful than our current engine. Going to make a little bit better time transiting to and from our projects, doing science, doing good work for the country here. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to chat with you guys about today is, how well or not well do you accept feedback? I see this day in and day out, and honestly, this is something that I struggle with as much as I would like to think that I'm pretty humble and can, not let negative feedback get to me or criticism and whatnot. Definitely can catch myself letting my ego flare up. But the reason I bring this question up, and feel free to drop in the comments, how well or not well you tend to receive feedback. But I read recently in a book, Raise Your Game by Al Stein Jr. Been on the podcast a couple times. Definitely check out that book. But in there, he shares a story about Phil Jackson, the coach of the LA Lakers and the Chicago Bulls. And pretty much every one of his habits each and every season was at the start of training camp, he would line his players up and go down the line and ask them one by one, will you accept my coaching? And right up front, he laid the groundwork for an open dialogue between his players and himself. And that broke down some barriers between he and his players that allowed him to give his players the necessary feedback so that he could lead his teams to I don't know however many championships he's won, but he won a bunch with the Lakers, a bunch with the Chicago Bulls. So that tells you something there, that people who are open to feedback and listening and not putting a label on this feedback as something that's positive or negative, it's feedback. And I see a lot in my day-to-day life and in my job and just the course of my life that anytime people are given feedback, whether it's from a malicious type of frame of mind from the person giving them feedback or someone who is genuinely trying to help them out, I see people go on the defensive and not be open-minded to this feedback. And something that I definitely work on myself is sitting with that feedback and letting my initial reaction go. Let it go. My good friend Len Wright, who I've also had on the podcast, he talks about letting your firstborn thought go, because a lot of time that's your knee-jerk reaction to that feedback or whatever situation it is. So a lot of times, one thing that I'm trying to do more often and sear into my brain is to just sit there with that piece of information that person has given me and not reacting right away. And even if I do react right away, evaluating that thought to see if it's something that's productive. Because the last thing that I want to do is allow someone who is actually trying to get me spun up or try to get under my skin, someone who's like criticizing me, giving me some malicious criticism, I do not want to give them the satisfaction that that they did get under my skin. And I'm going to look for any scrap of truth that might lie within that feedback, even if they are being a friggin' asshole to me and just trying to be, just be a mean prick. there may be some golden nugget in there that I could use to my advantage, and I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss these opportunities. So be open to any feedback in any form that it comes in, whether it's positive or negative. Just stop labeling that as positive or negative or good or bad. The sooner we can get away from placing these labels on things, the sooner we can get to the reality and the truth of what that information really means and how we could use it to push ourselves forward. So just to put a bow on this, simply be open to receiving feedback in any way, shape, or form. Good, bad, beautiful, ugly, it doesn't matter. Use feedback, use it to your advantage, and use all things to your advantage. Everything can be an advantage. It's just you need to take a step back and, like I said, toss out that first thought and sit there with that information and just be with that information, and then decide and put a positive meaning on it. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Again, if you're joining me live, let me know that you're catching this. Say hi to me. If you're catching the replay, let me know that you caught the replay, #replay. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, definitely hit the share button and share it with them. Share it on your timeline if there's some friends that need to hear this message. And if you want to take this topic or any of the other topics that I've covered here to a deeper level, you can do that one of two ways. First, you can just simply book a 15-minute call with me, KennyZitska.com/call, or you can enroll in my 5-week Discipline Deep Dive course that I'm starting April 1st. I already have a couple people that have signed up and that are actually getting in on the early bird offer that I have of starting a little bit early, starting to get to know each other and working together a little bit, getting a jump start on everything we're going to cover, and just spend a little bit more time working through things. But you can just go to KennyZitska.com/DDD for Discipline Deep Dive, and takes you right to my enrollment page and gets you signed up, and then I'll send you an email, let you know how you can get started here. All right, guys, that's all I got, and hope you guys have a kick-ass night, and thanks for watching.